Ladies, let me tell you something. Sometimes life doesn't break you in one violent moment. It breaks you in whispers. It doesn't explode, it erodes, slowly, quietly, subtly, until one morning you catch your reflection in the mirror and don't recognize the woman staring back. You used to laugh without thinking, love without fear, trust without proof. But heartbreak has a way of burning the softness right out of you. It teaches you that love can sound like forever and still mean temporary. It teaches you that promises can taste like honey and still poison your peace. You gave your everything, your time, your energy, your heart, and all you got back was silence. Do you know that kind of silence? The one that rings in your ears long after the goodbye? The kind that makes your chest ache because you're replaying every moment, every word, wondering when the shift happened, when love turned into absence. You check your phone 100 times, searching for a message that never comes. You write long texts you'll never send. You scroll through old photos, trying to remember what happiness felt like before it was stolen by disappointment. You lie awake at night, asking the ceiling questions it can't answer. Was I not enough? Was it me? You break down in the shower because that's the only place you can cry without pretending you're fine. You wear smiles like armor during the day, but they crack in the dark. Heartbreak doesn't announce itself like thunder. It creeps in like fog. It fills the spaces between your words, your laughter, your quiet. And soon, you realize that the version of you who loved so fearlessly has vanished, replaced by someone cautious, someone quieter, someone who flinches at kindness because it feels unfamiliar now. You thought forever meant forever, but forever ended on an ordinary afternoon, in an ordinary moment, with an extraordinary kind of pain. He said he cared, but his silence screamed louder than his promises. He said he'd stay, but his absence was more consistent than his love. You waited for closure, for answers, for something that would make it all make sense. But heartbreak doesn't come with explanations. It doesn't come with fairness. It just comes, and it stays until you learn what it came to teach you. And maybe that's the cruel beauty of it. Heartbreak doesn't destroy you all at once. It strips you, layer by layer, revealing who you are beneath the illusions. You start realizing love isn't supposed to hurt like this. That the kind of love that costs your peace isn't love, it's addiction. You remember the first time you ignored your intuition because you wanted to believe in potential more than patterns. You remember the moment you felt small and still smiled to keep the peace. You remember every time you gave more just to be met with less. And somewhere between holding on and letting go, you lost yourself.
You stopped dressing up for you. You stopped taking photos because your eyes looked empty. You stopped laughing at jokes because joy felt like a stranger. You moved through days like a ghost, existing, not living. And yet, somewhere deep inside, something whispered, "Not like this." That voice, faint but familiar, was your strength remembering itself. But before the strength came, there was the fall. The gut-wrenching, soul-crushing fall. The kind that steals your appetite, your sleep, your sense of direction. The kind where songs you loved become unbearable because every lyric feels like him. You scroll past memories and every photo becomes a wound. You try to distract yourself, new hobbies, new faces, new places, but healing doesn't work like distraction. Pain follows you until you face it. And oh, how you faced it. Alone, quietly, with mascara-streaked cheeks and trembling hands. You screamed into pillows so the world wouldn't hear. You deleted his number, added it back, deleted it again, like a ritual of hope and hurt. You told yourself you were fine, but your silence told a different story. Nights stretched into mornings, and mornings felt like survival. But through it all, something inside refused to die. That tiny spark of you that said, one day, this won't hurt the same. Because heartbreak, as brutal as it feels, has purpose. Its breaking births awareness. It's the silence that amplifies truth. It's the ending that reveals your beginning. You thought you were being punished, but you were being prepared. Prepared to meet the version of yourself that doesn't settle. Prepared to understand that peace is more valuable than promises. Prepared to learn that sometimes love leaves so you can find yourself again. But you didn't know that yet. All you knew was pain. The kind that sits heavy in your chest like a stone. The kind that makes you second-guess every good thing about yourself. The kind that whispers, maybe I wasn't worth it. But here's the thing, heartbreak doesn't mean you weren't worth it. It means they weren't ready for your kind of love. It means they didn't see what you brought to the table until you stopped serving. And while they moved on easily, you stayed behind picking up the pieces of something sacred, your heart. You rebuilt in silence. You showed up for life even when life felt like a burden. You walked through the fire and learned to make peace with the burn. Because sometimes strength doesn't look like smiling. It looks like getting out of bed when your soul feels heavy. Sometimes healing doesn't sound like affirmations. It sounds like tears hitting the floor in the middle of the night. Ladies, the world will tell you to move on quickly, to forget, to replace. But healing isn't a race. It's a ritual, a slow return to yourself. You cannot rush what's meant to rebuild you. You cannot force peace. You must grow into it. Heartbreak taught you patience. It taught you to sit with discomfort instead of running from it. It taught you that loneliness isn't the enemy, self-betrayal is. And as you sat in your silence, something started to shift. You began to see the beauty in your own resilience. You began to realize that you could survive without the things you thought you couldn't live without. He expected you to crumble. He expected you to beg. He expected you to chase. But you didn't. You chose silence. You chose dignity. You chose peace. Because peace is power disguised as stillness. And that, my love, is the kind of power that terrifies those who mistook your kindness for weakness.
You stopped trying to prove your worth to someone blind to your value. You stopped performing for love. You stopped auditioning for roles in other people's stories. And in that stillness, that quiet reclaiming of yourself, you began to heal. Not loudly, not dramatically, but deeply. Because real healing doesn't need an audience. It needs honesty. It needs solitude. It needs a woman willing to meet herself again after being shattered. And that woman is you. Ladies, listen. After heartbreak, silence feels heavier. The world moves on, but you feel stuck in slow motion. The days blend together. You wake up, go through the motions, smile when needed, laugh when expected. But inside, it's a quiet war. A war between the part of you that still aches and the part of you that's trying to rise. You start noticing little things. The coffee doesn't taste the same. The songs that once made you dance now make you pause. Every corner of your home feels haunted, not by ghosts, but by memories. His cologne lingers on your jacket. His voice echoes in your mind when you least expect it. You tell yourself you're fine, but your heart betrays you in the smallest ways. You scroll through social media, and there it is, his smile, his new chapter. And you feel that sting, that burn behind your eyes that you pretend isn't tears. You tell yourself you're over it, but pain doesn't leave just because you declare it gone. Healing is not a decision, it's a process. And sometimes, it's ugly. You try distractions, new makeup, new hobbies, new people. You tell your friends you're good, that you're glowing, that you've moved on. But deep down, you know you're still healing. You still replay the last conversation, still wonder if there was something you could have said differently. You still catch yourself checking the phone just once more, hoping for a message that will never come. And that's okay, because heartbreak isn't weakness. It's evidence that you loved deeply, that your heart was brave enough to open. You're not broken. You're human. You're learning to breathe again without the oxygen of what used to be. You're learning to stand on your own 2 feet even when your knees still shake. There will be nights when you'll want to reach out, when you want to say, "Do you ever think of me?" But don't, because silence is not emptiness. It's power. It's grace disguised as restraint. Let them wonder what became of you. Let them guess how you're doing. Let your silence say everything your words no longer need to. You see, heartbreak teaches you what love never could. It teaches you self-respect. It teaches you the cost of giving too much. It teaches you that not everyone you pour into has the capacity to hold you. And that's not your failure. That's your awakening. So you start doing small things for yourself again. You make your bed. You cook your favorite meal. You light candles for no reason other than to fill the air with warmth. You start taking walks, not to escape, but to return to yourself. And somewhere between the heartbreak and the healing, you start remembering who you were before the hurt. The girl who laughed loudly, the woman who dreamed boldly, the soul who believed in love, not because she needed it, but because she was it. But it's not linear. Healing rarely is. One day you'll feel strong, unshakable. The next, a song, a smell, a place will pull you right back into memory. That's okay too. Progress doesn't mean perfection. It means persistence. Every time you choose to breathe through the pain instead of breaking under it, you grow stronger. Every time you choose peace over reaction, you build resilience.
He thought your silence meant defeat. But what he didn't know was that silence was your strategy. You weren't falling apart, you were reassembling. You weren't lost, you were being redirected. While he moved on to temporary distractions, you were moving inward, into reflection, into growth, into power. Because the truth is, heartbreak doesn't just change you, it introduces you to the woman you were meant to be before the world told you to shrink, before you gave pieces of yourself to people who didn't deserve them, before you learned to confuse attention with affection. And as the pain begins to fade, clarity starts to form. You start asking different questions. Not, why did he leave? But, why did I stay so long where I was not valued? Not, what's wrong with me? But, why did I settle for less than I deserved? Not, will he come back? But, why would I ever want to return to something that cost me my peace? That's when the power begins. Quietly, humbly, but steadily. You start to see heartbreak not as the end, but as the invitation. The invitation to rebuild your life, your boundaries, your identity. And you realize he didn't break you, he revealed you. He exposed the strength you didn't know you had. Because strength isn't loud. It doesn't scream, "Look at me." It whispers, "I survived." You survived the betrayal, the confusion, the nights you felt unworthy. You survived the pain that was meant to bury you, and now you're blooming through the cracks. The world doesn't see it yet, but something sacred is happening in your silence. You're being reborn. The same woman who cried on the bathroom floor is now learning to smile again. Not because it's easy, but because it's hers. The same woman who once begged for attention is now giving herself love in doses too powerful to be ignored.
The same woman who once broke down is now breaking through. He thought your story ended when he walked away, but he was just a chapter, not the book. The story was never about who left, it was about who you became after. You're becoming softer, yet stronger, quieter, yet louder in presence, kinder, yet firmer in boundaries. You're becoming a woman who doesn't chase, she attracts, who doesn't beg, she chooses, who doesn't fold, she flows. And one day, when you least expect it, you'll look at yourself and realize the heartbreak didn't ruin you, it refined you. The pain didn't destroy you, it designed you. Every tear watered the roots of your growth. Every lonely night prepared you for peace. Every goodbye redirected you toward alignment. Because, my love, sometimes God removes people from your life not to hurt you, but to heal you. To clear your path for what truly matches your spirit. To remind you that rejection isn't loss, it's redirection. That endings aren't curses, they're course corrections. And in that understanding, something clicks. You stop chasing closure. You stop needing explanations. You stop trying to understand why people couldn't love you properly, because you realize it's not your job to teach someone how to value gold. You are gold. You were always gold. They just lacked the vision to see it. So you rise, not in revenge, but in radiance. You stop trying to prove your glow to those who dimmed your light. You stop waiting for validation from the same people who broke your confidence. You stop defining your worth by someone else's blindness. Because when a woman finally sees herself clearly, when she realizes her peace is her power, there is no heartbreak strong enough to hold her hostage. There comes a day when the tears stop falling, not because the pain is gone, but because you finally understand it. You wake up and the silence doesn't hurt anymore. It feels peaceful, familiar, like something inside you has settled after the storm. You stand before the mirror, same reflection, but not the same woman. Her eyes hold stories now, not just of loss, but of lessons. Not just of heartbreak, but of becoming. You notice something new in her. Calmness, confidence, that quiet kind of strength that doesn't need to announce itself. You look at your reflection and whisper, "I made it." And even though your voice cracks, it's the most powerful sound you've ever heard. Because survival is beautiful, but healing? Healing is divine. You start cleaning out old drawers, deleting old messages, unfollowing ghosts. Every act feels like a declaration. I choose me. You no longer chase answers. You make peace with silence. You no longer beg to be seen. You see yourself. You no longer search for closure. You are the closure. This is the shift, the quiet revolution, the rebirth that happens when a woman decides she's done shrinking to fit inside someone else's comfort zone. You start dressing differently, not for attention, but for expression. You wear your confidence like perfume, soft, but undeniable. You start walking differently, slower, intentional, with purpose in your stride. You're not rushing to be chosen anymore. You're choosing yourself every single day. And it's strange. The world starts to respond. People begin to notice. You look different, they say. You're glowing. But it's not makeup, not filters, not lighting. It's peaceful. It's alignment. It's you finally unclenching your soul and letting life flow again. Because glow-ups are not about revenge. They're about resurrection. You didn't rise to prove them wrong. You rose to prove to yourself that your light was never dependent on their presence.
The woman you're becoming? She is dangerous. Not because she's cold, but because she's calm. Not because she stopped caring, but because she learned where to place her care. She's not fueled by validation anymore. She's fueled by vision. You realize now that love was never meant to be a battlefield. It's not supposed to drain you, confuse you, or make you doubt your worth. Real love feels like peace, not pressure. It feels like consistency, not chaos. So you stop romanticizing struggle. You stop glorifying pain. You stop believing that love has to hurt to be real. Because the truth is, you deserve soft love, steady love, safe love, love that doesn't make you question your value. And until that love comes, you give it to yourself. You take yourself out. You buy your own flowers. You make your own peace. You build a life that doesn't need validation to feel full. You start finding joy in the small things again. Morning sunlight, your favorite song, a walk alone, the smell of rain. You start laughing again, genuinely, deeply, like your soul has finally remembered its rhythm. And when memories come, because they still do, you smile, not out of pain, but out of gratitude. Because that version of you, the one who broke, who cried, who doubted, she was brave enough to feel. She was strong enough to love, even when it hurt. And because of her, you're standing here today. You realize now, closure was never a conversation. Closure was the moment you decided to stop explaining your worth to people who couldn't see it. Closure was when you stopped waiting for them to understand the pain they caused. Closure was when you chose peace over proof. And slowly, that pain that once felt like fire becomes fuel. Every scar becomes a line of poetry. Every heartbreak becomes a map leading you back to yourself. Because, darling, you didn't just heal, you evolved. You became the version of yourself that pain prepared you for. The one who doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't settle. The one who knows that solitude isn't loneliness, it's strength. You begin to understand that peace is not a place, it's a decision. It's waking up every day and choosing not to carry what broke you. It's smiling even when no one's watching. It's letting go, not because you forgot, but because you refuse to be weighed down by what's already behind you. And in that peace, you start to see your reflection differently again. You no longer see what he left, you see what remained. You see the fire in your eyes, the softness in your heart, the strength in your silence. You finally understand. Silence doesn't mean weakness. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetfulness. And moving on doesn't mean you didn't care. It means you cared enough for yourself to stop bleeding for someone who never learned to hold your heart with care.
So you breathe deeper, you walk taller, you speak slower, you live softer. And through it all, you keep glowing. Not the kind of glow that fades with filters, but the kind that radiates from peace. The world sees the change, but they don't know the chapters it took to get here. They don't know about the nights you cried yourself to sleep, the mornings you didn't want to get up, the days you smiled through heartbreak. They don't know that your glow is made of grit, that your calm is carved from chaos. They see your smile, but they don't see the storm that birthed it. And that's okay, because your story isn't for everyone to understand. Some people were only meant to be lessons, not lifetimes. Some were there to wake you up, not walk with you. Some were sent to break your heart, so you'd finally meet your soul. Now you understand that loss isn't the opposite of love, it's part of it. Every ending makes space for something truer. Every goodbye leads you closer to yourself. Every wound becomes wisdom. And that wisdom, that's your new power. The power to see clearly, to choose wisely, to walk away quickly when peace is at risk. To know that being alone is better than being misunderstood. You stop fearing loneliness because you're no longer alone. You're with yourself. And she's had enough. She's everything. She's the masterpiece that heartbreak tried to erase but couldn't. So when they ask what happened to you, tell them, I stopped breaking for people who never intended to build with me. I stopped chasing love that needed me to beg. I stopped apologizing for being too much and started celebrating that I was always enough. You don't need to prove anything anymore. Not to him, not to them, not to anyone. The only person you needed to convince was the one staring back in the mirror. And she believes now. She finally believes. Because she's seen the fire. She's worked through it. And she came out shining. Not bitter, brighter. Not broken, bolder. Not lost, liberated. You are the woman who turned heartbreak into healing, pain into purpose, silence into strength, and loss into light. This is your shift, the moment you stopped being the victim of your story and became its author. Let me tell you something. There comes a moment after the tears, after the silence, after the storm, when you finally see it. You see why everything had to happen the way it did. The pain, the loss, the distance, the silence, every unanswered message, every sleepless night, every version of yourself that you outgrew in the process. You look back and realize that heartbreak didn't destroy you, it redesigned you. You start to notice the subtle ways you've changed. You don't rush to respond anymore. You don't explain yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You don't seek closure because you finally understand that closure isn't found in words, it's found in peace. And that peace, it looks good on you. You move differently now, with grace, with presence, with power. You speak less, but when you do, your words carry weight. You smile more, but it's not to please others. It's because your spirit feels light again. You've stopped living in survival mode and started living in creation mode. Because that's what healing really is. It's not pretending you were never hurt. It's remembering that you were and choosing to rise anyway. It's learning to love again, not them, but you. To love yourself through the scars, through the soft spots, through the parts that still ache. You learn to say, yes, I've been broken, but I've also been rebuilt.
And there's something beautiful about a woman who has met her own pain and still chooses peace. Something magnetic about a woman who no longer needs validation to feel valuable. Something sacred about a woman who no longer performs strength, but embodies it. You start to realize the woman you were before the heartbreak, she was sweet, innocent, full of hope. But the woman you are now, she's grounded, she's discerning, she's unshakable. Her love is still soft, but her boundaries are steel. Her heart is still open, but her peace has a password. You no longer chase being chosen, because you know what's meant for you will never require you to abandon yourself. You no longer confuse attention with affection, because now you understand that love without consistency is manipulation dressed as romance. And you no longer settle for almost, maybe, or someday, because you know you deserve it now. You deserve real. You deserve it. And the truth is, you're not bitter. You're just healed. And healed women sound different. They move differently. They vibrate in peace. They radiate clarity. They carry themselves with quiet confidence that can't be explained, only felt. You've learned that sometimes silence is your answer, that no reaction is the loudest response, that forgiveness isn't weakness, it's freedom. You've learned that letting go isn't about giving up, it's about giving yourself back. And in that letting go, you found yourself. You realize that peace is not a destination, it's a daily decision. Every morning, you wake up and choose to protect your energy, to protect your joy, to protect your growth.
Because not everyone deserves access to your light. Some people only show up to dim it. So you stopped over-explaining, stopped over-giving, stopped overstaying. You started listening to your body, trusting your intuition, honoring your boundaries. And that, my love, is what transformation looks like. Not loud, but lasting. And yes, there are days you still miss them. Days where a song, a scent, a memory tries to pull you back. But now you smile, because you've made peace with the fact that not everything meant to teach you was meant to stay. Some people were simply lessons in human form, and you were the lesson too. You were the woman who gave love freely, and that love was never wasted, because love never is. It always comes back, not through the same person, but through the woman you became after giving it. You've become softer, but wiser, kinder, but stronger. You no longer love blindly, you love bravely. You no longer lose yourself, you lead yourself. Because heartbreak didn't make you cold, it made you clear. It made you see that you can survive anything, that your happiness doesn't live in someone else's hands, that your peace is too precious to be gambled with.
And now, you walk into rooms differently. You don't compete, you complete yourself. You don't chase, you attract. You don't seek revenge, you seek redemption in your own evolution. You're not trying to prove your worth anymore. Your peace already proves it. The same woman who once questioned everything now trusts herself completely. The same woman who once cried over being misunderstood now understands she doesn't owe anyone understanding. The same woman who once begged for love now embodies it. Because here's the truth. When a woman heals, everything changes. Her energy changes, her standards change, her silence becomes golden, her aura becomes sacred, her smile becomes unstoppable. She becomes the kind of woman who doesn't need to be loud to be heard. The kind of woman whose peace speaks before she does. The kind of woman whose absence is felt, not because of loss, but because of presence. And to the one who broke her, she doesn't hate you, she thanks you. Not sarcastically, not bitterly, but sincerely. Because without the breaking, she would have never met the woman she was born to be. Heartbreak was never her ending. It was her initiation, her awakening, her unveiling. Because the truth is, heartbreak doesn't destroy strong women. It refines them. It calls forth the divine in them. It demands that they remember who they are. And who are you now? You are grace wrapped in fire. You are soft with a backbone. You are love that doesn't beg. You are peace that doesn't waver.
You are the woman who rose, not from applause, not from validation, but from faith. Faith in yourself, in your healing, in your purpose. And now you understand the secret. You never needed them to choose you. You just needed to choose yourself. You never needed closure. You needed clarity. You never needed revenge. You needed release. Because your peace is your power. Your calm is your crown. Your glow is your proof. You survived what was meant to break you. And you did it with grace. You did it with silence. You did it with strength no one saw coming. So let this be your reminder. You can lose everything and still win yourself back. You can walk away from what you thought you couldn't live without and still breathe easier. You can let go and still rise. Because peace is not passive. It's powerful. It's the quiet confidence that says, I no longer need to explain myself to be understood. It's the glow that comes from knowing you no longer live in reaction. You live in alignment. And when people ask how you did it, how you survived,
how you turned your pain into power, you'll smile and say, I stopped fighting for love that couldn't hold me and started fighting for peace that could heal me. Because that's what heartbreak did. It didn't take your light, it revealed it. It didn't make you weak, it made you wise. It didn't end your story, it rewrote it. So to every woman listening, remember this: you are not the storm that broke you. You are the calm that came after. You are not the pain you endured. You are the peace you created. You are not what left you. You are what remained, strong, radiant, whole. Because the woman who once fell apart is now the woman standing tall, and the silence that once hurt her is now her sanctuary. She no longer needs validation. She no longer needs permission. She has the permission. She is at peace. She is the power. So breathe, walk tall, smile softly, and remember, the world doesn't need the old you back. It needs to heal you forward. Because heartbreak didn't end you, it introduced you. And the woman you've become, she's the kind of woman they write stories about. The kind of woman they never see coming. The kind of woman who turned pain into peace and peace into power. So let them wonder how you did it. Let them whisper. Let them watch. You owe no explanation, because real queens don't announce their comeback. They embody it. And when you finally walk away, don't look back. Not out of pride, out of peace. Because the moment you chose yourself, you already won. Her silence became her crown. Her peace became her proof, and her glow, that became her revenge.